don't be on that bullshit. Nah. You gon' hold me down always. So that's why I'm fucking with you. That's why I spend that on you. Guess they need a reason why.
What it do, YouTube? It's your girl Jay, and I'm back at it again with another story time video. So before we get started, if you're new to our channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to say the subscribe button / bell. You know, make sure you click all so you can stay updated and in the loop when we post new videos, because you don't want to miss out. We have pranks, challenges, giveaways. You just don't want to miss out. But without further ado, let's get straight into the story time video. So in my previous video, which was the pregnancy Q&A, I had mentioned about my pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot that formed in, or I guess that it traveled from my leg into my lung, but we'll get more into that. But I wanted to talk about it due to I had a few subscribers asked to know more about it or to hear the story, just talk about it. So I had my daughter, my first daughter, Naomi. I had her in September, and I had her September 19th, and I believe it was a week later maybe, I started feeling some weird symptoms that I never felt before, and I was a little scared just because of the things I was feeling. It wasn't anything normal or something normal, what I felt was normal, I guess you could say. So I felt like I had symptoms for about 2 days before I really was like, yeah, I think I should go to the hospital because something's not right. But Duna's grandmother was in town at the time. She lived in, I don't remember if it was Arkansas or Alaska, but she lived out of town. So she had came into town, and she was in town because we had the baby or whatever, and you know, she was being grandma, and I believe one night she was crying or something, and we were asleep in the room. She came in there, and she said she noticed that I was like having heavy sweats and I was breathing funny, which previously, like a day before that, I want to say 2 days before that, I was sweating real bad. Like anywhere I go, I just felt like it was just like burning up. I was sweating really bad. I lost a little bit of weight. I don't remember the exact amount of pounds. I lost a little bit of weight, and like it was feeling, yeah. So the 2 days before she had noticed or came in the room, I was sweating real bad. I lost a little bit of weight, but I didn't think nothing of it. I was thinking like my body was like trying to get used to not having a baby anymore. I didn't really know, and so I kind of ignored it the first day. And then the second day, that's when she came in the room and she noticed when I was sleeping that I was breathing really heavy or funny, and I was sweating really bad. So I woke up that morning and I was like, I can't breathe. Like every time I turn my neck, it just feels like I can't breathe. I feel like something's wrong. I was hot. It was just like painful. And literally, I didn't know what it was, but to describe the pain, it felt like I pulled a muscle on my neck. So I kept telling everybody, it feels like I pulled something in my neck. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just in excruciating pain. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they were like asking me what my symptoms were, and I told them. And so they did a few tests, and one of the tests they did to me, they did an ultrasound. Then they did, what's it called? I don't know the exact name of it, but they injected dye into me, into my IV, to see if the dye would detect anything, which it did. It detected a blood clot. So I had a 50-cent piece, size of a 50-cent piece, blood clot in my lung, and that is what was causing me to breathe funny and to have the sweats and stuff. And so I went to the emergency room. That's what it came to be. They told me that if I didn't come sooner, I probably would have passed away. So that was very scary to me, because it's like I just had my baby, and like if I didn't go, if I was still being stubborn, something bad could have been the end result. So I was glad that I went. So I was on warfarin, which is a blood thinner. I took that every single day. I took pill form for a little bit, and then it came to time where I had to give myself injections, which I had to give myself injections in my stomach. I did that for about, I'm gonna say about 6 months, maybe even a year. At first I was terrified. When my very first appointment to the pulmonary doctor or pulmonary physician, I went and I was just startled because I was literally like the only young person. I think I was 19, maybe 20, 19 years old going to this place. I was literally the only 19-year-old. Everybody else was like 16 and older. And they were like, this is very uncommon with someone your age. And so they were trying to figure out like how it happened, what it came from. And come to find out, we used to travel a lot back when me and Duna first got together. We used to go to Arkansas like every year. And when we first got together, we flew once. Did we fly? I believe we flew one time, and then we flew the very first time. And then the second time when I was pregnant, we drove. Arkansas, let me look it up to tell you guys the exact miles or days or whatever. Let's see, Arkansas. Let's see. How many hours? So it's 30 hours, 1,900 miles. So about a day and a half. We'll just say about a day and some change. But depending on how much you stop and all that, it's gonna add into time. So 30 hours sitting, because usually when we drive, it's really fast. If we stop, we're stopping to get gas, go pee, get some food, come back in the car, we're leaving. So our trips is pretty fast, you know. So come to find out, the blood clot originally started in my leg and traveled to my lung. And they said sitting for a long period of time, or like when you're so this is what they explained to me. When you go from being super physical to not really having as much movement, your body produces blood clots, and they can start any place in your body and then slowly travel and move through your bloodstream to the next place, which that wasn't the case with me. I sat too long without getting out, moving, stretching, which caused me to have a blood clot, and it traveled to my lung. So yeah, I was the youngest. They said it's very uncommon. Like people don't really usually get them other than like older folks, because they lose activity and movement and stuff like that. And so it scared me. I was super scared, especially when they told me that if I didn't come, if I came any later, that it could have been deadly. And that like really like it did something to me. And then so yeah, I was on medication for like a year. I had to be on birth control. The birth control they put me on was I can't remember the name of it, but it was an IUD, but it had no hormones. I couldn't have anything with hormones in it. I couldn't take aspirin, because aspirin is aspirin a thinner? I think aspirin's a thinner too, and like I was already on a thinner, so like my blood was already thin. They were telling me if I got cut while I was on that, like I would just bleed and bleed and bleed, because it was crazy. So yeah, I had to give myself injections in my stomach. It literally was like you inject your stomach and then you give yourself the shot. And like I had lumps in my stomach because it was just like from all the times I had to just keep poking in different spots over and over and over and over and over. They started getting hard, and that eventually faded and stuff, but that was one thing. And I feel like when I was on those blood thinners, it was like hard for me to lose weight. I was just like at a steady weight. I wouldn't be able to lose it. Like I think I was like 195 after I had her. I was probably like 200 when I had her. And then I was like 195, and then I dropped, I think I got down to like 180, and then from then it was just like I couldn't lose any weight. But after I got off that, I started dieting and stuff, and that's when I slowly started losing it. But that was one of the things I noticed on that, and it was weird because I like wasn't really producing hormones and stuff because of the medicine. But yet, I don't know, maybe that's why periods are very important to have, because, you know, that hormone regulation and stuff. But I don't know, that was one of the scariest things that I ever had to deal with. Like I said, I was one of the youngest people in the building. And then one of our friends' sister ended up getting the same thing, but it went to her brain and it was deadly. And I literally like was just so, I was so just sad and just hurt, because it was like, dang, that could have been me. And then to know the person, like I didn't know her too well, but to know who she was and to know who her family was, like it was very startling, and just like it was scary, because like just a few months prior, that was me. Like I had the same symptoms and stuff, and like they said, it's just you have to catch it in time for them to be able to. And what the blood thinners do, you guys, I didn't explain that. The reason why I had to take the blood thinners was because it was like pretty much breaking it up. Like it was thinning the blood clot out, because blood clots can be super thick. Like literally, it could be like okay, it's hard to explain, but literally like this right here was probably like the size of my blood clot. This thickness, this density, like it was blood just built there, like a hole in my lung, you know, making it hard for me to breathe and stuff. I was on oxygen. It felt like I had asthma. I'm like, Jesus, if this is what this is like this is too much for me. Like it was horrible. Like to relive that was just crazy. But so dealing with that, and then having somebody else, like it really messed with me. And so I always tell people, like, if you're active, and I know like during pregnancy, at least for some women, it gets harder. It gets like it just gets difficult to want to have, or even have energy to want to like exercise or be out moving and grooving or whatever. But it is very, very important that you still maintain activities. If that means walking, if that means being outside with your kids and you just playing with them, get out, get out and get some movement in, get some exercise in, just because it's very important. It's scary. That's why I end up losing weight like I did, and I ended up just dedicating my life to be more healthy, just because that was so scary. And like I mentioned before, I don't know what it is, but like I gained a lot of weight in my pregnancy, and I'm tired of people like, oh my God, you're so big. Like, okay, I have a child that is growing. I want my baby to be healthy. I don't want to have to worry about like health issues, anything like that, like premature birth. I don't want to deal with that. So like if I'm gaining weight, oh well, I'm gaining weight. like I said previously, I'm gonna have to put the dedication in to lose it. And oh well, if my baby's healthy, So I don't really care about that. I just I don't know. Lately, that's been one of my biggest pet peeves. I just hate, and I don't know, some people may not mean any harm by that either. I want to get that clear. I know everybody's not saying you're like, oh my God, like I know that part, but like some people do just say it to say it, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of hearing that. I get it. But you guys, I'm gonna give you a bump date. So is it next week? I am literally 5.5 months pregnant right now. Ooh, yes, thank you, Jesus. 4 months left to go. And it feels like it's starting to feel really, 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 really real. Just the simple fact that I know my baby's coming and I get to hold her. I'm so excited. We haven't really thought of a name. We have a few in mind, but we're still, you know, back and forth. Like with Oni, I think we did have her name picked out actually, but I think we picked it out like literally like a week or two before she was born. But for some reason, I'm just like, I feel like I need to see her to be able to like pick the name for her. Because like the name that we're kind of going with, it's like, I like it, don't get me wrong, I like it, but at the same time I'm like, I don't know if that name's gonna fit her. I need to see her, you know. And I'm so excited because I want to know, like, is she gonna look more like me? Because I really feel like only she looks like her grandma, Duna's mom, and his sister. I really believe she looks like that. And so I really want this baby to look, at least like get my color, something, like take after me, let me know you mine. Like, I don't know, I'm very excited to see. I can't wait to hold her. Oh my gosh, that's all I can't wait. There's so many things that I'm ready to do, and I'm like, I gotta wait, like it's too early. But I just wanted to let you guys know about this video for all the ones that were curious about it. If you have more questions, let me know. If you want to know, like, I don't know, anything you want to know about this topic, like, just let me know. Like I said, I dealt with that for about a year. Yeah, about a year. And still to this day, doctors ask me, like, are you on blood thinners? I'm like, no. They're like, so, like, when did you get off? I'm like, a year after I had it, I got off. Like, you know, so that's like nothing to joke around. And I just recommend, if you ever feel like you're in pain or something's not normal, or you don't know, it's usually you don't feel this way or things like that, don't be stubborn. Don't just be like, I'm just gonna put it off, or I'm gonna see if it's gonna go away. Just go to the doctor. It's better to be safe than sorry. Like, I literally was almost asked out, and I'm thankful, you know, for having the support that I had, because literally I was like, I'm okay, like, I'm just, you know, whatever. And they were like, no, you need to go to the hospital. And when I did, I'm glad I did. So thank you to everybody that helped me through that situation and supported me, because that was a rough time in my life. That also scared me to get pregnant again, because like before I got pregnant this time, I was super active. I was going to the gym probably 2-3 times a week. And, you know, due to this pandemic stuff, I ended up like having to stop going. And so I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I haven't worked out as much. And so that's another reason I feel like I'm gaining a little bit more weight, but you know, it is what it is. I have 4 months left to go, so like, it is what it is. We'll worry about that when we cross that bridge, you know. But I just wanted to explain that to you guys, for all the people that were curious and wanted to know. But yeah, if you guys want to see more storytime videos like this, please let me know. Comment down below. You can also hit me up on Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'll post all those links down below. Help us get to 5K. That's our next goal. Once we get to 5K, we're going to do another giveaway. This one's going to be bigger than the ones we've done before. So just stay tuned. Tell a friend about a dose of Duna J. Get us to 5K, and you guys will be so happy to see what the giveaway is. But I'm not going to spoil it. Just help us get to 5K, and we'll get there. So without further ado, it's been an exclusive video with your girl, Jay.
Wait, before you leave, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.